And she ruled on this XRP is not a security in a very interesting way. She quoted other cases which say kind of the same thing. And so it's called what's called dicta because it's not an essential part of her order, but it is in there. I don't think you can appeal that. I don't think that's appealable. I really don't. I don't think that any appellate court can touch that part of the order which says XRP in and of itself is not a security, which is really what's important for the XRP holders.
Hey, everybody. It's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and the appellate court can't touch XRP, according to attorney Jeremy Hogan. Yeah, I've listened to so much content on this SEC versus Ripple summary judgment. I wouldn't hesitate to say probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 to 60 hours. This is at the end of Darren Moore's video with attorney Jeremy, and it's one of my favorite finds. Do listen to the video in its entirety. The link is going to be in the description of this video. Now, everyone in the XRP community, this is the flip of the switch I was looking for.
Hey, Michael, I'm sure since so many folks in crypto land were following this decision related to Ripple, I wanted to get your thoughts and comments on it and whether you think it has any demonstrable impact in terms of how the SEC and how Congress and how others think about these things.
It has to force the Democrats, the White House and Gensler to the table to start negotiating fair rules. Like it was just. But
was this a way? I mean, maybe we should explain for the audience, and maybe Michael, you probably do a better job than I can, what the decision was, because some people looked at that decision as a win for Ripple, and others said actually maybe it wasn't.
No, it was a big win for Ripple, and it was a big win for the crypto community. Like, let's not let Gary Gensler put lipstick on a pig. They lost, and they know it. And at best, the judge said, okay, now you're going to, if the SEC wants to litigate, you're going to have to litigate every token separately and every use of that token separately. And so the current status quo isn't going to work for the SEC. Listen, they could appeal. Appeals take a long time. We can stay in court for years. But I think the message that I want to give that is really clear was what Gary has been saying, that the rules are clear, just isn't true. It's not true at all. And that judge said that exactly, right? This is really complicated. We need regulation that makes things clear.
That was Mike Novogratz, a figure in this space who's been quite a problem for a long time regarding the XRP community. I get a tremendous amount of satisfaction knowing that the army held on strong and chose to fight for what is fair and just. But now it's time to move on. Stop talking trash about other projects. Pay attention to who is going to bring value to this ecosystem. And with that train of thought in mind, as you're watching the digital asset flows on Short the FOMO's famous globe, so glad Mr. I finally discovered it, let me challenge you to some critical think. It's time to start thinking about what we're going to do with this technology. When someone says that they're going to offer XRP or any other cryptocurrency for that matter to pay for something, it involves selling a portion of their holdings to complete the transaction. If that business holds the assets, well, there's no impact on the price. But more often than not, selling pressure occurs because businesses trade it out for fiat. That is just the facts. So touting that you're going to take XRP as a payment is not bringing any value. It doesn't have a desired effect. But if you take that and try to create a solution on the back end, well, what about a decentralized merchant platform where digital assets used for payments can automatically deposit into a passive income mechanism that generates yield and creates real storage demand of that digital asset? This is the kind of business that is just waiting to happen. I want to see everyone in the XRP community put their thinking caps on and start creating value. And here's Rose, who is really amazing that for the first time she created a platform for builders. She hosted speakers that was just perfect for the project leaders, entrepreneurs who are searching for talent. and those that are 100% tech curious. And look who joined in, Mayuko, who is a brilliant engineer from RippleX. She said that she was listening in between her meetings. Have a listen to a little bit of what she said.
Yeah, I said I would love to hear, because Mayuka, I hope I spoke that correctly. Also, yeah, and maybe you want to comment on what is a sidechain?
Sure. The way I think about a sidechain is that it is a separate blockchain. You can sort of think about it as parallel to whatever your main chain is. And the way I think about it is that a sidechain derives its value from the main chain. It's a little bit, I don't know, it's a little complicated when you think too much about it. This is why for XLS38D we switched to the terminology of locking chain and issuing chain, where everything's a little clearer.
I'm going to let Mike Novogratz take you out with a little surprise at the end. Until next time, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.
Gensler, do you think he's just anti-crypto or anti-exchanges that sort of work unregulated? Because that's the key difference. Do you think he'd like to take Bitcoin off the table as a financial asset, or does he just want to regulate the way that it's traded?
I think if like this Ripple lawsuit taught us anything, right? Gary has been saying, come in, the rules are clear. The rules are absolutely not clear. The judge just basically said to the SEC, you're wrong. And so, Richie Torres, the congressman from the Bronx, put a beautiful letter out to the SEC, to Gensler, saying, guys, it's time to come to the table for the White House, for the SEC, for Democrats, to sit down with the Republicans and give us some damn legislation so we can get on with life. I don't think Gary inherently hates Bitcoin or hates crypto. He did see an industry rife with a lot of fraud. I do think Elizabeth Warren and the progressive side, for reasons I can't understand, have been anti-crypto. And I think any central bank governor gets nervous about something. Larry Fink went on TV and said, this is going to be the first global currency. Well, Janet Yellen thinks, and that's her job, right, to defend the dollar as a global currency. And so there is a tension. I like to think of Bitcoin as digital gold, a store of value, and that keeps the tempers or the nerves of central bankers down a little bit. When you start talking currency, they get nervous. But there's that tension there. But I think, listen, the cat's out of the bag. Bitcoin's not going away. Like, you threw everything you could at it, and it's up 80% on the year with interest rates higher. And so the adoption cycle continues. Big ideas are almost impossible to kill, and this is a really big idea.
Hey, Michael, you said that it was a lot scarier 6 months ago to really remain positive on Bitcoin. Did you sell at that point? Did you hedge things? Or did you hold on?
We held on. Listen, I'm in it so deep, I'm in it. And because of my vantage point, I see the commitment of the people that work at our firm. I see the commitment of the people in this industry. We prepared for a longer winter than we're hoping we're going to get. Listen, we're certainly not out of the woods in general in the overall industry, but it feels a whole lot better. And so, we added risk. We bought a giant mining facility in Texas, literally close to the lows. We bought GK8, a big security company out of Israel, close to the lows. And so we were deploying capital at the end of last year. Hopefully that turns out to be great investments.
I think there's been clarity for years. I'm not going to speak about one. I'm not going to speak to any one matter. I'm not going to get into any one company or one token. But I can't speak about any possible investigations. And I'm not speaking to all the other tokens. But I'm not going to get into any one filing because I'm not going to talk about any one of these tokens. I can't speak to any one case or any one situation.
Could you speak to the Ethereum issue?
I'm not going to go into any one set of conversations between the agency and a company. Not want me to speak about any one set of facts and circumstance. And the laws are clear. The law is clear. I think the law is clear.